Good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I have tried to pick up the pieces from yesterday's failed attempt at mechanical assembly. And my workbench is still slightly a mess. And no, my basement's not any warmer. It is a balmy 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Any hotter, and it would be t-shirt weather down here. And for those of you that are not in a Fahrenheit using country, I hope you realize I'm being sarcastic and that was Fahrenheit, and it's definitely not t-shirt weather down here. Not by a long shot. Unless you're wearing like a long sleeve shirt, maybe a sweatshirt under your t-shirt, maybe. Yes, I guess without further ado, let's see if we can figure out what damage I did yesterday. So I have the Xbox main board. You'll notice I have disconnected all the cables connecting it to things because, well, there's no reason at the moment. I did think of an idea. So I've got my bench power supply setting to the side. I do have my TL866A, which I'm going to unplug this cable from the side because it's just getting annoyingly in the way. I'll have to put that somewhere where I don't lose it. I'm sure it will come in handy at some point. But a couple of the chips on this board are supported by the TL866A. The USB cable is not the most secure in the world. I didn't find a great cable, although the cable I found yesterday, or the day before, I guess it'd be the day before, the cable I found is better than the one that came with the TL866A, which was so cheap I think I threw it away. But it doesn't stay plugged in, as you might have heard from the Windows sound of unplugging, and if you didn't unplug it, sadness. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull the chips that are supported by the TL866A and do whatever tests are supported. I believe those chips are the... Let me see here. All right. So the 8 Atmega 162 is supported in terms of reading it and writing it. So we'll pop it in and see if it reads. Now, unfortunately, I can't test any of the I/O in the programmer, but we can see if we can still read the chip, which would mean that I haven't fully destroyed it, although the I/O may not work. This EEPROM might be supported. I'll have to look in the list. I think these three chips are not, because I think these are the 74HC595s, which actually I think there's a total of 5 of. So those are not supported, but I think others are. The 4066 is not supported, but it's an analog switching chip, so it may actually still be fine. In fact, these chips may be fine just because of which section of the board they're in. I don't know that they were powered by the 5-volt rail that received 7.5 volts. So they may be fine. Of course, I could be wrong. But we're going to try what we can. And without further ado, I will share my screen for whatever it's worth. I'm also going to move my Mini Pro off to the side where I will at least be likely to unplug it. And actually, I'm going to apply a slight fix in a piece of strategically placed gaffer's tape to maybe sort of hold the USB plug in, maybe. It might just make a big, well, it won't make a big mess. Gaffer's tape pulls off cleanly, and I don't care about the serial number on the bottom of that. I doubt it's still in warranty. That is, if it's a genuine TL866A, because there's counterfeits out there. And I don't know that I would have been able to tell the difference. It works, so whatever it is, it works. All right. So I just pulled the Atmega 162. I have the Mini Pro software already configured for the Atmega 162. So let's see here. I think I don't want to erase the chip. I just want to read the chip. And oh, it does look like it read a program from it. So it might be fine. Of course, I might find out that the IO's been blown out, but well, all right. But at least that chip does look fine. So maybe even though I read 7.5 volts on the voltmeter, which is probably higher than the absolute maximum voltage on some of these chips, maybe it's still fine. All right, so the next chip over is it's an EEPROM, or actually an EEPROM 2532, I think is. Let me pull up the bill of materials, and hopefully, there we go. So I'll pull up the bill of materials for the whole build, because that's the power supply. We'll get a part number that I can search the 25C33. Okay. Let's see if we can find something like that in the list. Let's see. Let's just search by ROMs. 25C33. Well, that looks like it might be a candidate. Well, it's got the same number of pins. So device. All right. Well, I don't know what we might be able to do. Maybe. The thing is, I don't know that there's any EEPROM images that I can write to this, but let's see if, well, we could do a blank check on it. All right, so I'll put it in and device blank check. Device is blank. Okay. Tools. Can I? Oh. Tools. Program. So I could read it. I can program it. And can't do much else. All right. Well, let's see here. Finishing it off. Actually, let's go to Lady Ada's Source Forge. Let's see if I can find a download or something. Maybe I can find a image of patches that I can just write to that chip, which would be cool. Firmware is available for Source Forge. Download the latest text. All right. Firmware is available from Source Forge. All right. Category files. Let's see here. Okay. So this is just the firmware. All right. That's the firmware hex file. This is probably just the manual. All right. Control software, I suspect is probably just the control software. Yes, okay. So nothing in her SourceForge. Let's see. CVS link is broken. Boot loading. That's cool. Using. Oh, I could probably write patches from. Well, let's see here. So if let's do a quick DuckDuckGo search. Xbox from image. Oh, there's something on the Adafruit forums. Okay, that's the software link. That may be the. Well, that's to back up and restore. Okay, it does appear as if no one has like posted patches for the Xbox in a EEPROM image. Okay. Well, I thought it would be a good way to test that chip. I mean, it tested as empty, so maybe it's fine. Well, if I really look, maybe somewhere someone's posted one somewhere. All right, we'll give up on that. Moving ahead. Although, if I can get the microcontroller to run, then, well, I guess it would be cool to. I can read whatever it writes to the EEPROM. All right, so the next chip is a 74HC126. All right, so this is going to be a logic IC. So 74HC126. I think this one is in the list. Oh, the 595 is in the list now. Okay, I must have found an old list. 74HC126. Oh, that's cool. You select it, and it just goes to chip test mode. All right. That's easy enough. All right. You know, I wish I'd pulled this thing out sooner. This is pretty cool. And test. Yay! All right. A little bit of good luck. Maybe. Maybe I didn't completely blow out all the ICs. I may still order some while the dip versions are still in stock. I mean, I could create adapter boards for the surface mount versions, but that's more expensive. All right, let me see. I think there might be another 126. Okay, those are 165s. 165, 165. See, that's 595. 595. 595. Okay, so these 5 are the 595s. Yeah, and that one is a... Can't read the writing on that chip. So let me scroll down. That is IC9. Oh, that's a 174. Okay. Let me make sure I read these right. So 174. Yep, I know I read that one right because that one had pretty clear writing. 165 is 16, 17, and 18. Yep, okay. All right. So there was only the 126. So let's see. The next on the list is the 174. And that is AC9, which is up here. Wow. Excellent. Okay. That chip appears to be okay. Being careful to make sure I put the... Actually, I will search if the 4066 is in here, but I don't think it is because that's an analog chip. Nope, that's definitely not it. Okay, just thought I'd search that one. Okay, 74HC. And the next down on the list is 165. Is here. All right, and that is these 3 down, other 3 down along the bottom. Normal. All right. The first one's normal. Well, maybe. Okay. Guess it wouldn't be the first time I thought I'd damaged things. Normal. I sure would have thought 7.5 volts would have fried these chips, but maybe my multimeter didn't read the voltage. I mean, I doubt it was 5 volts. But it was definitely not the correct voltage. All right, normal. All right, the 165s are fine. All right, so I think the next one is the 595s. All right. Normal. That's good. All right. I'm putting these back in the board as I test them just because I want to get them mixed up. All right. Number 2. I guess IC7. Normal. All right. Normal. Normal. And last but not least, I dropped it. Ah, there it is. It's a grounded chip. Har, har, har. Normal. I guess even dropping it on the floor didn't cause any damage. All right. Well, maybe the ICs are fine. I mean, I do know that you can test them with one of these and they still are questionable, but maybe they're fine. Maybe they're totally fine. All right. Well, I'm going to try something. And I'm going to use some new leads I bought for this. So I bought a set of leads that are banana plug to like multimeter jack. And I bought them so that when I use my benchtop power supply, which I'm looking to see where I set the leads, my clip leads for it, that I can, they're plugged into my multimeter here. So I can plug in my clip leads into the benchtop supply, and they have a set of pass-through plugs, but I can plug the pass-through in like this, and now I can plug my voltmeter in, because I sometimes question the reading on the benchtop supply, but now I can plug the multimeter in and get an independent confirmation of the voltage. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the longest leads in the world, but with a little bit of care and caution. Oh. Other than it appears as if I ordered the wrong gender on the other end. Oh, that's not good. Okay, I can't plug them into the multimeter unless... Hold on. I also bought a test lead kit for my handheld multimeter. And... I don't think it has... No, I don't think it has in it what I would need to fix the problem, although... Let me see here. Well, I guess I can open it up and see. Well, it was a good idea. Maybe I'll just have to order more cables. I really wish I knew what I did with my utility knife. That would make opening this a lot easier. But it would appear as if my utility knife is not on my workbench. I have a pair of scissors somewhere too. I bet my utility knife made it upstairs and not back downstairs. All right. Well. All right. I guess I'll just have to use these wire cutters and open this retail package that I did not buy at a retail store. So why they needed such tamper-proof packaging? Well, there we go. Excellent. The test leads are rated Cat 3. However, there's no way I'm going to measure that voltage. I don't know that I trust myself that much. Nope, those don't fit there. Nope, those aren't going to fit in there. Yep. All right. Those won't fit there either. Oh, they're very nice test leads. There. Well, at least it is a very nice set of test leads, so at least I have a nice set of test leads for my handheld multimeter that comes in a little case. Even if... Alright. Well, I will use a different method for confirming the voltage. I may also check to see if I am still in the return period on these. Although somehow I don't know at what time Amazon starts giving you a Christmas length return policy. It is possible I ordered these and they're still in the return period. We'll see, because I ordered the wrong gender on the one end. All right. I will confirm voltages the old-fashioned way, and I'll just use the regular set of test probes and keep the reading to myself, more or less. Okay, let's turn this on. So to set my meter, you short. Basically, I'm going to set a current limit of about actually, I'm going to set a current limit of about 0.5 amp. Oh, I think to set the voltage, I do need to not short it. Oh, that's right. I think I set the voltage, and then I, yep, confirm the current limit. Okay. And then I twist the cables all up, fiddling with them, and all right. So then I'm going to put the benchtop supply in current limit mode, because it should still be outputting. Oh. No, it's not. Outputting 5 volts. It's probably... All right, well, let me take a measurement with the multimeter. Just to double check. .91 volts. Okay. Maybe someday I'll get one of the nice digital ones digital benchtop supplies that not only would I be a little more confident that it's set right because it has actual buttons and not just knobs that are scratchy, but maybe I'll be able to show you the reading on screen. That would be really cool too. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and there's a method to my madness here, I've turned the benchtop supply off because I am going to power the Zoxbox synthesizer circuit with a 5-volt benchtop supply, because I'd like to at least see if I can get the microcontroller to power up. And so, all right, so it does look like positive. If I put the positive on pin 3, or pin 4, pin 3 and pin 4 are bridged together according to the schematic. I think I'm going to go to pin 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pin 8. And it looks like on the schematic those are together. So I'm going to hopefully that's true. All right, so I've got it connected. Oh, it looks like I bumped my camera. So you've been staring at part of my desk when in reality it would normally be pointed at the meters that I'm not using at the moment. So how about we'll just get rid of that silliness right like that. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Oh, well, that was anticlimactic because, oh, if anything was happening, it would be happening on the other side of the... Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Okay, that... I don't know what mode I'm in, but Yeah, I don't know what mode I'm in at all. Help to have a cheat sheet here. I'm probably in pattern sync out. So, oh, I think it works. I think I'm in MIDI play. So that's random mode. So I think that's keyboard mode. All right. You know, maybe I didn't blow any ICs up at all. All right. You know what this calls for? Hooking up the parts of the I/O board that I've got assembled that deal with the sound in and out. I won't have MIDI, but I'll hopefully have sound. All right. Well, this will be all right. And I'll need the cheat sheet. So I want to plug. I think I want the. I'll plug this into the phone jack. All right, so oh wait, this is not going to work because I don't have the voltage regulator on this board. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'd have to solder a new voltage regulator on this board. Because otherwise, the other parts of the Zox box don't have power. And to do that, the thing is, I almost have those pins out. I just realized I can't do what I was going to do because I need the because the only part of the Zox box that had power there during that test was the synthesizer. So it was. I was pushing buttons, but there's the analog section had no power. So it was. So it wouldn't have actually done anything on the analog section. I need the regulator. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do, and that's clear off enough space on my workbench so I can fire up the soldering iron and see if I can't manage to get the old pins out. Because now I want to see if I can actually get sound. Well, first, let me see if by chance, because I did some desoldering and I didn't get the pins out, but the pliers I was trying to use the other day were just too big to get in to where the pins were. Let me see if I by chance maybe did get the pins. No, they're still soldered. You know, this would be the moment where I wish I had a little surface mount 5-volt regulator that I could just kind of solder, just solder onto those the bottom of the board right there. If the pin spacing was right. Of course, the thing is, this ugly mod here, it is quite possible that there's something wrong with that ugly mod, and there was nothing wrong with the first regulator, and that ugly mod could have been the cause, but I don't know. All right, I'd like to get those pins out. I really want to get those pins out. Maybe if I apply some heat and then wire them out. All right, well, I am going to, since I was not expecting to have this much success, so I need to go get some things, and I will be back, and we'll fire up the soldering iron and try to remove the 3 voltage regulator pins out of the board. So I'll be right back. I'll put some cool jams on while you wait. And I'm back, and there was a package waiting for me on the porch upstairs. What could it be? Well, at the risk of there being a packing list on the top that has my address on it, of course, it's a spoiler for upcoming streams. Goodies from Mauser. All right, now I get to see, because all of these bags, oh, I guess they don't, oh, they do print it on the label. All right, This will make it easy to find parts. So when I ordered all these parts, I put in the customer part number field a reminder of what I ordered these for, so that hopefully when I find the box of parts, if I misfile one, I'll quickly realize it doesn't go to that project. But here's a spoiler. Part number A1000. Wonder what that could be for. Oh yeah, there we go. LCPS. Yep, more A1000. 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 Oh, here we go. The Zoxbox. Now, I ordered these parts before yesterday, obviously. Well, I guess not obviously. I could have paid for overnight, but no. I think I ordered these this past weekend, so they shipped Monday. Mauser put it in a 2-day express box for no extra charge. These are some spare optocouplers that were on in the Zoxbox. So I ordered some of those. More LCPS. Here we go. This one will probably, if you saw the stream, you'll know exactly what the A1000 is. So this is a switching power supply. 5 volt, 6 amp, 12 volt, 2 amp. Extra Zoxbox parts. Yes. The axial capacitor. Yes, Joe. There you go. I paid the axial capacitor tax for that one axial capacitor. Yeah. Customer part number SCSI. Yeah, it's for a SCSI card of some sort. There we go. Some Zoxbox. Oh, here we go. This confirms I did order Zoxbox capacitors. A1000. Oh, yeah. Okay, now where's the other little parts that should be in here somewhere? Yeah, you're probably also noticing that, Justin, there seems to be a lot of capacitors in that box. And you would be correct. Oh. Yep, there we go. Actually, some of these capacitors look very similar to ones I used in the Zoxbox. Probably because I order Nichicon a lot. Huh, that's interesting. I thought I ordered more tantalums from... Oh, no, that's right. That's the other 3 boxes I'm waiting on. That's right. As I was looking for this. Yeah, now this one will probably give away what LC is. The fact that, yeah, if you notice, those are, yeah, tantalum capacitors. Yep. $50 volt, 1 microfarad. Wow. This is awfully fancy packaging for these capacitors. Oh. All right. Well, anyways, if you haven't figured out that I have a few things to recap, and actually, even that modular power supply is for recapping in a sense. I just decided that after looking at the condition of the power supply in the item this is for, that the whole power supply looked baked. So, and it was sketchy looking. So, yeah. So instead of recapping that particular power supply, I'm just replacing it with a modern power supply. So so yeah, I also ordered some of the capacitors from Newark because Mauser didn't have everything I wanted, or at least everything I wanted at the best price. And I think I saved enough from ordering from 2 vendors to make up for the second shipping charge. Or I hope I did. Maybe I didn't. All right. Let's see if we can get these pins out. If I can get these pins out, then I'll see if I have a... I think I've got another 5-volt linear regulator somewhere. I guess I can zoom in. If this was CSI. All right, well, I'll get it in frame and then I'll fine tune. I zoomed in too far. Oh. There we go. If this was CSI, I would have just enhanced. Although in CSI world, enhance is usually implying that you're taking a digital picture already taken and magically making it look like there was an optical zoom that happened on it. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna need to see if I can solder wick a little more. That still appears to be solidly in there. Alright. Pin loose now? No, I just managed to bend it. Well, maybe this is a time where I should try applying a little bit of fresh solder and then I got two of the pins out. Yeah, one of them just fell out after applying a little bit of fresh solder. I don't know where the second one went, but the hole is clear. Maybe I sucked it up in the solder sucker or it fell out and I just don't see where it fell yet. Oh, no, it's still there. But I think I got solder out of the hole. This middle one's the toughest because it's the ground pin. Yeah, I've definitely, I can see light through all three holes. Maybe just... I got two of them. And I got the third one out. Although, disclaimer, the VIA came with it, so that ground pad is trash. But it's the ground. Well, this board's pretty much horrific looking as it is. So I'll take what I can get. I'm just trying to see if I happen to have a 12-volt regulator. Actually, if I do, it's probably in this box. There's the 4148s. Oh, I may not. Okay. Let's see here. Where did I put? Actually, maybe I can find a ground point to clip onto. Actually, what I'm going to do, since this board is pretty much toast, it's been hacked and repaired so many times. All right. So now what I just did is I put a pin header where the voltage regulator was so that I can use my bench supply to feed 5 volts into the board. And I'll find a place where I can clip the ground. Oh, all right. That's 5 volts. And I can clip the ground. I think J4 is a good place to clip the ground. Oh, no, I think this ugly wad wire. It's a good place to clip the ground. I just realized that mod wire is ground. Okay. This will be a little fragile, but that's J4. Oh, actually, let me connect these two boards together. Then I will hook in my lab supply. All right. J4. J. J5. J6. J7. Okay. And I'm going to plug this into the phone's connector. All right. Double check the voltage. All right. Negative, negative, positive to positive. And oh. All right. We'll turn down the volume on that. All right. So MIDI play, random, keyboard. I think that's mixed out. Mixed out. Volume. Yeah. I am definitely seeing a problem. So I'm not getting any audio output. It also seems as if I'm not drawing as much current as I'd expect right now. I don't know what to expect, but it was drawing more a little while ago. But there seems to be something up with the... Let me go back to... That's keyboard mode. Random pattern. So I think that's pattern sync out, which I don't know that it'd be outputting sound. I'd have to read the manual. But I can tell you that when I turn this, which is the pattern dial, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But instead of 5, it's reading 1. Unless you wiggle the switch. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it looks like it's reading correct except for the number 5. Although sometimes it is correct. Although, considering the switch, because it looks like it's a... Because I see the pins are labeled common 1, 2, 4, and 8. So I bet the switch is fine. I bet it's whatever is... Might be the LED is to blame. So maybe one of the ICs is damaged. Maybe I've got a bad solder joint on one of the IC chips. That is odd. It's only the 5th one. Well, it might be the switch, because if I turn the knob... If I fiddle with the knob, it toggles. Might be the encoder. This encoder itself might be something wrong with its 5th position. maybe there was just oxidation on whatever is in the switch. It looks like it's settled itself out now. 3, 4, 5. Hmm. All right, well, I'm gonna have to check the voltages. Let me check some voltages here real quick. So I think this should be 12 volts. Oh, I don't know what the problem is. Yeah, without the AC adapter plugged in, I don't have all the power rails. That's probably the problem. All right. All right. Now, let me see here. Five volts there. Oh. My AC adapter, I must have unplugged it or something. Okay. Weirdness continues. So the 5.333 volt rail on this I/O board is now reading 7 volts. Yeah, I think this I/O board is just irreparably messed up. I've made so many repairs on it. All right. So it looks like I need to make sure I order parts to build the replacement I/O board. Ideally, I'd like to get these two. I'd like to get these two caps off of this board so that I can replace it with two I just ordered. See if I can at least get them off. Although while I wait for my soldering iron to heat up, check a component I hastily put on this board yesterday. Okay. I did not hastily install the wrong component. 3 pins out. did with that. Okay. Well, bad news is trying to remove those two capacitors, which were the wrong value. I've already started damaging this board. Good news is I discovered today that Adafruit had a few more of the PCB sets in stock, so I grabbed one. So I guess I'll just have to unfortunately this one is to the point where I've made so many repairs and it's still acting up. And this one, I'm off to a great start. Although maybe I can salvage it. At least if and if anyone didn't notice, I pulled out leaded solder because this green board I'd started to use leaded solder, but I had stupidly put some lead-free solder on the capacitors I wanted to remove. So I had to get the lead-free solder off before I could lower my iron temperature. So the replacement set I/O board, I'm gonna use leaded solder because if I have to rework anything, I need the slightly lower iron temperature. So the one thing I am probably gonna need to pull the serial chip off because the pin compatible serial chips are hard to come by. But I may take that to somewhere where I can hot air it off. I'll probably hot air this one off of this board too. I'd like to pull some of these other components off this board, and maybe I will. But since I'm going to replace this board, I guess it really doesn't matter how much I trash the board in pulling components off. I kind of like to salvage these sockets, or the jacks at least. So I guess what I'm going to do is, the synthesizer board seems like it might be okay, although I need the I/O board and all the voltage rails to be totally sure. It does look like one of those encoders. I'm going to see if I can order another one, because it seems like the encoder is internally, one of the switch positions doesn't read right. It switches between 1 and 5 when you joggle the knob, and that tells me it's the encoder, not one of the IC chips. Because I don't think I'm flexing the board when I just jiggled the knob. I guess what I'll do is I'll just make sure I have the parts that are on this board. Although the resonator or the correct capacitance is hard to come by. I'll probably pull it off this board. Actually, that should be leaded solder. I can probably pull that resonator off, even though its pins are incredibly short. I bet I can get it off fairly easily, because I'd just be removing leaded solder. I'm not going to do that now. I am tempted, though, to find my bottle of isopropyl alcohol and at least clean some of this flux off. Maybe see exactly how bad I messed up this board while trying to remove those capacitors that they were the wrong value that I'd ordered. Although, I don't know that the bill of materials didn't really say the right value, but I ordered a value based on the nominal voltage and I should have probably bought it on the potential peak voltage. I had already modded this board with the correct rate, some better rated capacitors. Yeah, maybe it's repairable. Let me get my voltmeter out. Those are the positive. Are those two? Nope. That's positive to. Alright. There's just something in. Oh, what? I'm not done desoldering. There's still solder in that hole. There still is yet a chance I'll just destroy that board. Oh no, it's fine. Alright, so let me see here. I might be able to carefully. Oh no, these were in the box I got today. That's not the box I got today. Where's the box I got? Okay. So let's see here. There's those two. And positive and negative. Come on. You can do it, leg. Alright. see if I can solder these capacitors on. This one, actually, take this lead down to here. And I'll solder it there. Oh, there we go. That's a good. The other I/O board with the capacitors is kind of a good resting point. Okay, because I unfortunately boogered up that pad. So I'm going to solder this capacitor here. And actually that's probably good. Just as an extra measure of make sure I really got it good. I'm going to bend the leg over to the next, and I'm going to there we go. All right. Well, I guess the moment of truth. If I got those capacitors on right. I'll put the leads momentarily. But I should have 5 volts DC at the regulator now. I do. I should have 15 volts DC across that one. And 14 there. I guess that's okay. All right. Oh. That one capacitor still has a pretty decent charge on it. Well, it looks like might be able to put this green board together after all. Well, I guess that one capacitor is a little crooked, but it'll work. I guess more importantly, though, I want to double check something. Okay, I think that's a good sign. Oh, I guess I could unplug that. Alright, let's see here. That's good. I'm curious. Oh. Alright, so on my green board, the serial port still works, so I haven't managed to do anything to it. I am curious, though. I'd have to hook up external power. Well, I'll do that later. All right. Well, I think I accomplished the primary goals of this stream. Well, determined the synthesizer seems to be, well, as far as I can test it with just 5 volts, it appears to be okay. Doesn't look like I damaged any of the discrete ICs. One of the encoders is crunchy on one of the positions, so it may need to be replaced. And I need to, well, for a number of reasons, mainly the mods that just keep getting uglier and uglier, and I damaged yet another pin on this board trying to get the pins for the voltage regulator out. I need to build a new I/O board. So I'm going to off stream go through the spare parts I bought for the I/O board and see what I have and what I need, and see if I have enough to build the I/O board to the point where I can power all the voltage rails. So I may not have external ports, or if I've got enough parts, I'll see if I can desolder these ports, or at least enough of them to matter. Probably really these audio jacks are the most valuable, although they really don't cost that much. But these are the nice gold pin versions. But they really don't cost that much. It's not like there's that much gold plated on them. But I can pull the socketed IC out since it's an AN6562, which are hard to come by. I guess I can pull the optocoupler out. It might be okay. It's at least worth testing. But for a lot of these parts, I think I already ordered spare parts for them, so it's not really not worth trying to remove them. I mean, maybe my little precision potentiometer, but even that, I may have ordered another one. I'll have to check. But anyways, I'll see what I have off stream, and I may do another, I'll probably do another stream soon and build up another I/O board, at least enough to test. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more Zoxbox videos, as well as other videos, as my Newark order, or my Mauser order may have implied. Hopefully the UPS driver's been here, because Newark shipped UPS. And that had more components along the same lines. I think actually I think the Newark order is mainly tantalum caps. I think that's about the only thing I ordered from them. So that would be nice if those come in. I really wish I had a hot air station, but, well, guess I need to set up a Patreon so I can afford to buy some tools. If I could just decide on some tiers, or maybe what I'll do, I'm just tempted. Patreon seems to be more for people who do a lot of scripted videos, although I guess they work for streaming. I've got a Patreon page, it's not published. I'm just tempted to put a tier on it that's $1. And you can change the number if you want. And I don't know. I've got a Discord, but I could use some help setting it up. Just to mainly make sure I set up some nice spec perks or tiers, or that I don't like turn it into a everything goes Discord, because I don't want that. But maybe for my $1 tier, I'll start, and I'll maybe do a once a month special stream for Patreon members, or maybe let you vote on what you'd like to see me work on next when I hit an impasse. Maybe which vintage computer you'd like to see on the bench first. Or maybe a polls. Maybe just some behind-the-scenes blogs, pictures, things like that. And if I do scripted videos, then early access to those, but I haven't done any yet. But I've got some ideas for even just some maybe bit piece videos that to use during live streams. Hey, I'll give you early access to those too. They may not be the most exciting, but, well, I'm going to give you early access. Guess I can give you early access to those too. So you might stay tuned for that. Just buy a Patreon launch, one tier to start with for $1. I know inflation is wrecking everyone's budgets, so I guess that's my way of deflating the starting price. Just starting it at $1, and if you want to do more, well, you can change. Patreon lets you set a different dollar amount. I think $1 is the minimum, so hey, and maybe they'll give me a couple extra dollars to buy some tools. I don't think I have the video published, because some of you might know I did have a rework station, but it decided to malfunction live on stream, so it got disassembled live on stream. But I think I did delete that video because it went that far off the rails. So, or it might be there. Maybe I've forgotten. Maybe it is still live. Anyways, yep, I could use some tools. Maybe I'll start a Patreon. Might take me a while to get the tools still, but, well, it'll let you, if you want to chip in $1 a month towards the channel, then, well, I'll give you all the perks I can for $1 a month. So, yep, no fancy merch offers, but hey, I guess the one nice thing is if I don't offer you merch, I don't think you'll get charged sales tax, so bonus. So maybe I'll fit everything I can in for free, and I am tempted though maybe to save the Discord benefits for a slightly higher tier. But maybe I'll give you like the early access behind the scenes, and who knows? Maybe I'll even give you the Patreon special stream a month if I can manage to find a time. But hey, so stay tuned. I'll probably announce it when I go live. I guess with one tier, maybe if I just sit down and do it for an hour, I could publish the page. So stay tuned for that. And with that, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. If you're subscribed, hit that bell icon. That way, if I just decide to randomly go live later tonight to put parts on this board after I sort through what I've got, well, I probably won't give you much notice, but at least you'll maybe get a notification from YouTube. So anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye.